Semele.
First of all, tell us, pick up that microphone again, I'm sorry. Tell us, have you been singing this piece a long time?
It's kind of new.
Mm-hmm.
I've sang it for maybe one audition and one other masterclass, so it's kind of new still.
Okay. Do you sing a lot of Handel?
No.
Aha. Do you love it?
I'm learning to love it.
I understand. I understand very well what you mean. It's a mystery wrapped in a conundrum. Okay, good. And so tell us who she is and what she's talking about.
Yes. So my character's name is Juno. I am the wife of Jupiter. And right now, Jupiter is having an affair with Semele. And so I am talking to my assistant, Iris, about how we're going to get back at Semele and Jupiter and how we're going to put a spell on the sleeping dragons in the front of his castle to try to get at them.
Awesome. Okay.
Iris hence away, 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 away from the realms of day, away from the realms of day, away from the realms of day. Oi, Sidian hears to the ocean lake, oi, Sidian hears to the ocean lake, a speedy flight will take. Iris hence away, 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 a speedy flight will take, a speedy flight will take, a speedy flight will take, a speedy flight will take. There's only sign to compel this downy bed to sleep in silence. With noise and light, with noise and light, I will use peaceful rest. Where shall I settle into pleasing rest? To do my vowed revenge, he grants supplies and seals with sleep awake for dragon's eyes. Hence, Iris hence away. Iris hence away, 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 away from the realms of day, away from the realms of day, away from the realms of day. We're sailing hills to the ocean lake. We're sailing hills to the ocean lake. A speedy flight will take. Hence, Iris hence away, Iris hence away, 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 away. A speedy flight will take. A speedy flight will take. A speedy flight will take. A speedy flight. A speedy flight will take.
Very good. Very good. We definitely know who she is, don't we? We are reading her mind. Very good. So, yeah, Handel. Especially Handel in English, because, you know, there's so many sort of things we have to accomplish musically that sometimes it doesn't make it easy to pronounce words. But the very first word that you have is what?
Hence.
Say it again?
Hence.
Yes. Now, when you sang it, it was about half of that size. I want you to see if you can find a free vowel that lets you say, hence.
Hence.
Can you give her the pitch, Catherine? Or just give her the first bar. Just start it.
Okay. Hence.
Hang on. Make the vowel a little longer. Hence. I mean, this is where you're laying the groundwork and you're telling us what's going to go on. So this has to be as definitive and as clear as you can make it. Okay? Start again.
Hence.
Yes.
Iris hence away.
Yes. Keep that space.
Iris hence away.
And good. That was beautiful. That's beautiful. It's so much clearer, and we get it from the very beginning.
Yes.
What's going on? Can you give me a spot on Iris? Because one thing that Handel has to be is clear, right? He doesn't give us that much wiggle room. Okay?
Yes.
So try to be really clear when you have the onset of that Iris, not Iris. I know it's a character thing, and I get it, but start again and try to be clear on all those onsets. Try again, please, Catherine. Thank you.
Hence, Iris hence away. Iris hence away, away from the round of day.
Good. And again, in elongating those vowels, far from the realms. When we have these two-note slurs, it's easy to go, far from the realms. Yeah, we have to keep the vowel open all the way through that little duple. Far from the realms. Ah. Just let the consonants punctuate it ever so slightly.
Okay.
Start again.
Sure.
It's beautiful.
Hence, Iris hence away. Iris hence away, away from the realms of day.
Yes, good. Keep going. Sorry, Catherine.
Away from the realms of day.
Far from the realms of day.
Away from the realms of day.
Good, and you can articulate it and express in it within that framework of those longer vowels. Far from the realms of day. I just don't want to hear far from the realms of day. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Far from the realms. Can you start there, Catherine?
Far from the realms of day. Away from the realms of day.
Yes. And again.
Away from the realms.
Now, you found it. She found the vowel right when I stopped her. Yeah?
Yes.
You know what I'm about to say, don't you?
Keep it.
Because your coloratura default is an ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I want to address that. Far from the that feels good. But can feel just as good, especially in that register. Far from the It's leaning forward a little bit. It's brightening up. Because when we sing coloratura, we have to have a brighter vowel. Because if we try to keep it bowed, go, far from the that's not what you were doing. But it's the contrast to it'll be easier.
Okay.
Try it.
Far from the realms.
Not going to chest.
Far from the realms. Far from the realms of day.
That's good, and it's actually a much clearer articulation. You have to work on it a little bit to get it into your head and into your space. But how does it feel?
It's definitely like more out here.
Yeah, it is.
So getting used to keeping it narrow but out in front rather than in.
And you know what's funny about when you first adjust to having a vowel that's out here rather than in here, it sounds different to you. Because when we sing, we can hear it inside our heads much better than we can when it's out here. So a lot of times when the vowel is placed a little more forward or more masky or however bright or however you want to think of it, sometimes they don't want to believe that it's as present because they hear it differently, which is to say, don't ever listen to yourself. You can listen to yourself. You just shouldn't trust what you hear. Leave that to people who are on the outside of your head, because you sound different out here than you do inside your head. Because all we have to hear is the internal resonating space. And if we're singing like this, it sounds like it's huge, rather than huge, which is a more forward placement. Good. Can you do that again?
Yes.
Far from the, do it slowly with me. Far from the re, far from the re. Just say that.
Far from the re.
Far, now don't give away the dome. Far from the re.
Far from the re.
That's it. That's the vowel. Re. Don't give up the dome. Uh-huh. Yes. That's beautiful. And it speaks.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, can you just start there?
Yes.
Good. Now don't lock this down. Don't lock your jaw down. Go like, rah, ha, ha, ha. Don't do that. Rah.
Far from the re.
It's not here. It's up here and here. Far from the ra. This is doing nothing. We're done. Yes. Breathe. May I touch you?
Yes.
Okay, breathe into my hand. Good.
Far from the re.
You're giving up the dome. I apologize for my salad dressing breath. I think it's a little garlicky. I'm so sorry. Did y'all have that same salad? It's garlicky. I'm sorry. I chewed gum. Okay. I wasn't going to say anything, but, you know. No, kidding. I'm sorry. Anyway, I don't want you to get far from the ra, which I think is a little direction you're going. Ra. The E vowel is hard. It's E, ra, It's almost an O with a little bit of a put in it. Oh, say oh. Now say ah. Actually, that's not bad. Now combine them if you can. Yes. That's the combination. Because it's that forward vowel, but with that space. All we're after is balance. That's all we're after, is the balance of the space and the vowel. Balance. You have to have both.
Yes.
Okay? Good. Do it one more time and go on.
Far from the?
Far from it.
Far from the re.
Hang on. What's that first word you're saying?
Far.
Don't even say the R.
Far from the re.
Far from.
Far from.
Don't say the R.
Far from.
Yes.
Far from the.
Oh, yeah. Far from. Yes.
Far from the re.
Yes.
Far from the realms of day.
Yes. Scythian hills. Scythian.
Or Scythian hills.
Scythian. Uh-huh.
Or Scythian hills to the.
Can I have more thian?
Scythian.
Yes.
Or Scythian hills to the ocean lake.
Okay, now these words are hard. These words are hard and they make no sense, really. So, but again, don't lose the tone. Even though we're trying to say the words very distinctly. Or Scythian hills to the ocean lake. Keep this and keep this.
Or Scythian hills to
Scythian, open up.
Or Scythian hills to the ocean lake.
Yes.
Or Scythian hills to the ocean lake. A speedy flight we'll take.
Excellent.
Hence, Irish hence away, away, a speedy
will take, a speedy flight will take, a speedy flight.
A speedy flight. We have to hear. We have to hear the progression of those little sequences. Yeah.
Okay.
So, if nothing else, I mean, because if you get this note and this note and this note and this note, the two that follow will take care of themselves. Okay? So, and this is a plain old ah vowel. Flight. Easiest vowel of all. A speedy fla, a speedy fla.
A speedy flight.
Good. I want you to anchor on the first of each of those three notes. Can you just play just the
Yes.
yeah. That's what I want to hear.
Okay.
Don't think about the ones in between for now. A speedy Yes. And it has to be that accurate. Okay?
Yes.
And if you get that vowel in the right place, it'll be simple. Because it'll go diggity, 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 diggity. Yeah? Okay, do it again.
Okay.
From there. A speedy. Yes.
A speedy flight.
Now you have to articulate the other two. But it's kind of like when you rev the engine of a car. If it's in the right place, you can articulate the two right after. Because same going.
A speedy flight.
Your vowel isn't forward enough.
A speedy flight.
Yes.
A speedy flight will take.
Go on, go on, go on.
Oh, there's
There.
song beside
Hang on a second. There. Here comes my Texan. There, Somnus,
Somnus.
god of sleep or something.
Yes.
I'll compel his downy bed to leave and silent cell. Those are some crazy words, so I need to understand them and have them. I don't want you to go into chest voice here.
Okay.
There, Somnus, I'll compel.
There Somnus I'll compel his downy bed to sleep in silent cell.
Bed to sleep or leave?
Bed to leave in silent cell.
Good. Start there, please. No!
There's Somnus I'll come.
There's Somnus. Open.
There's Somnus I'll compel his downy bed to leave in silent cell.
Yes.
With noise and light, with noise and light, I will his face to rest. Nor shall he sleep again to pleasing rest.
Good. Now you know what I like that you did that time you didn't do before. You came off the voice going down that scale every other time. Da-dee-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Good. Start there.
Nor shall he sleep again.
No, that's what I sang. You don't get to sing. Nor shall he sink again to pleasing rest.
Nor shall he sink again to pleasing rest.
Shall he? I want this to be keek, 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 but connected.
Nor shall he sink again to pleasing rest.
Yes.
Till to my vowed revenge.
You have to bring it a little more forward. Again, the first notes. Yes, now. got the first vowel forward and the second one's going back. You're going, I don't know how you do that. That's a lot of intense tongue work. Mind of its own. It has to be and as far as you can get it. Yes. Yes. It's hard, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a hard part of the voice for a mezzo to articulate down there. Trust me, I have the whole St. Matthew Passion coming up soon next week, and it's all too low for me. I'll tell y'all right now, don't tell Christopher Kelsch or anybody at Los Angeles Opera that I said that. Oh no, they're probably watching. Okay, anyway, it's all about bringing it down and forward and spacious and all of the things that are so hard to do. It has to almost feel ugly to you.
Okay.
Okay? Once more.
From
Till to my word, till to my vowed.
Till to my vowed revenge.
I would breathe before it. Till to my vowed revenge.
Till to my vowed revenge. He grants supplies and steals with sleep away.
Now you can open.
The wakeful dragon.
Is there any chance you can do that in head?
instead of okay.
I know she doesn't want to because it feels mean when she's in chest.
The wakeful dragon.
Then you can get ugly, but don't go into chest.
From the wake. Can I go just now?
Yes. Yes. Once more, do the last phrase and we'll be done.
The wakeful
More ah. Yes, I will buy that. I will buy that. Excellent. I'm sorry, we don't have time to do the da capo, but it's great.
Thank you.
Keep those guys open. Yes. Keep the dome, baby. Excellent. Not an easy aria. All right. Oh, we have a Juliet.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Agnese, I'm Italian, and I will be singing Je veux vivre.
But
Gounod.
that's French.
I know. So I've been singing this aria for like 5 years, maybe now.
Okay.
And the first time I sang this, I was like very, very thinking about technique, and because it's very difficult, it's very, and so during the years I kind of try to free it a little bit, but
Good.
it's still difficult.
Always a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And this is Juliet. And she's saying,
De joie de vivre.
she's looking for joie de vivre. She already has it, and she wants to hang on to it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's that first blush of love, and she says, this is so great, I want to be in this spot forever. And then it all goes horribly wrong. Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay.
Can you put it on the towel, honey? Please put it on the towel.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, good. That is beautiful. Those B flats just sent shivers up my spine in a good way. They're very, very beautiful. Clearly, you have sung this song, this aria, a lot. It's very much in you, isn't it?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. All the chromatics were really good in the second half of the piece. I want. Maybe you were just nervous at the beginning, but I want to make sure that very first that's all very well in tune, because that's the first impression that we have of you. So can you just start it for me again? Now that you're not nervous anymore, you have nothing to be nervous about. That was exquisitely beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so 2 bars. It was great until that very last note.
Okay.
Beautiful. Now, what I'd also like is to hear the turn.
Okay.
That's it. That's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. Yeah, there's just...
Color.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then when you start the tune, I want to hear those little grace notes. Because sometimes they come from below and sometimes they come from above. And I want to hear the difference between, okay? So can you just start the aria now? Let's talk about it. If you brighten that vowel ever so much, we can hear
Oh, okay.
Yes. How does that feel? Weird?
No, it feels more easier and more open.
Good. Yes, good. Je veux vivre dans. That one's from above. Dans.
Yeah.
Le rêve qui is also from above. It's tricky. That Gounod. Good. Can you just start there again? This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And when you go up to this part, make sure the dome is in place ahead of time, and so that you don't have to. So that it's already there, and you just send the air into that space. Okay, good.
From the beginning.
Change the vowel a tiny bit. I'm getting a little. That's it.
Okay.
Je veux vivre dans ce rêve qui
those pitches. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just about. May I touch you?
Yeah,
It's just
sure.
about this energy.
Okay,
It's about
okay.
this energy. Breathe out against my hand. Oh my gosh. Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Okay, go. Nah, you didn't do it.
Okay.
There it is.
Je veux vivre dans ce rêve qui
Excellent. Gotta work a little harder, huh? Sometimes these arias try to sing themselves. And sometimes you can almost get away with it because your voice is so beautiful. We almost believe it. But, almost. But if you can engage all of this and this, and then it goes into better tune, it goes into better line, and it sounds how it's supposed to be. Now, you are Italian. Tu sei italiana?
Yes.
Si. So, however, your French has to be French. It's easy a little bit to get things like je te to become je and te. In Spanish speakers and Italian speakers, it's hard sometimes to make that leap to a different kind of short eval. So, flamme is an example. Instead of flamme, it wants to be flamme. I always say that French vowels kind of want to be presented on a platter. Flamme. Here's my Je te. They all sort of just go this way. Nothing goes je te or je te. It's always a little bit forward. Je te garde. Can you just say that for me? Can you say douce flamme? Je te garde.
Douce flamme.
Douce.
Flamme.
Yes.
Je te garde.
Yes, excellent. Does that feel weird?
No.
Okay. I don't know. You're changing this word here. Is it intentional or accidental? Ce jour encore.
Intentional, because some sometimes they say dans, longtemps, and other times they say
Ce jour.
Yeah.
Okay. Just was checking.
Okay.
Can you start at douce flamme? Douce flamme. Fla, which you do very well. Flamme. And je te garde. Can you give me just a little bit of that fla? Douce flamme.
Okay.
There it is. She fixed it herself. Good. Once more. Same thing. Thank you. Keep going. Dans ce what? Dans ce rêve. Rêve. I heard a little Italian sneak in there.
Okay.
Start the Je veux vivre again, please.
Okay.
Oh, this one is. There it is. Ah! 5 years of hard work.
Yeah.
Good. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, can you do that descending scale for me with just a little more thinking of, as we go down, we want to, it's like playing an instrument. I'm not even going to try and sing it. It wants to go lean a little bit forward as we come down. See, I'm asking for just a little bit clearer articulation, and I think that might happen. Come. Yes. Okay, and I want to hear that note down there. C'est ivresse déjeuner. So and the phrase is cette ivresse de jeunesse. Cette ivresse de jeunesse.
Cette ivresse de jeunesse.
De je. Cette ivresse de je.
Cette ivresse de jeunesse.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can get that space and let all that pucker do its work.
Cette ivresse de jeunesse.
Yes. Good. That's exactly the right vowel. That's exactly the right vowel. However, now we have to get the lilt of the music. Okay. Cette ivresse de jeunesse.
Cette ivresse de jeunesse.
Hang on. Ne dure hélas qu'un jour. So, this phrase, cette ivresse de jeunesse, means what? Drunkenness.
Of youthfulness.
Yes, exactly. This intoxication of youth only lasts for a day.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to try so hard to hang on to it for longer than that. So this is another part of the story. So it's not je veux vivre. I'm so happy. I have to be aware that this. So and it goes into a little bit of a minor bit. Mm-hmm. So let's have maybe a little change of thought. I don't care about a change of color in this, but cette ivresse, just with a little bit of, just a little change, okay? Just start there. I want to hear the bottom note. You don't have to make it longer. Oh, I'm so mean. Yeah. Good. Puis. Aha. The UI combination in French is not very friendly sometimes, but I need to hear, if you can, I need to hear.
Okay.
But you can leave the space. Just not puis. Not puis, not nuit, not gui. Ui. Puis, and if you have to cheat this a little bit to make us understand it. Puis vient l'heure. Puis vient l'heure. Ah, French.
Puis vient l'heure.
Puis. No, watch. Puis. Simple. Puis. That's it. It's not as hard as you want to make it.
Préviens-le, préviens-le.
Yes, yes. Le cœur. Yes. Yes. Yes, you make those little fixes and you sound like a total professional. Okay. The little things that, you know, we have to be accurate and we have to say the words right. And that goes a long way to the impression that we want to make, right? That's awesome. You get the job. I'll totally hire you. Beautiful, beautiful, really. Don't forget those things. Don't forget the final consonants. Everything is If you forget, just do this. And don't forget the this, especially if you're going up over the tops of those big phrases. Keep that support going because it keeps you in tune. Okay? Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are great. Thank you, Catherine. And now for something completely different.
Absolutely. So, hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Gonzales-Rodriguez. I'm a mezzo-soprano, and I will be singing Olga's aria, Ach, Tanya, Tanya, from Tchaikovsky's Eugene, Onegin. And actually, this is brand new for me. I had to learn it in January for an audition.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Trying to learn this in 2 weeks was a thing.
Do you speak Russian?
No.
How did you learn the Russian?
I learned it through a pianist that I know here locally. She's fabulous pianist I've worked with and a native speaker. So
that's lovely.
Yeah, her name's Galina Barskaya. If you need any help with the Russian, she's amazing.
That's good.
So she recorded the pronunciation for me.
Good.
There's a wonderful YouTube resource with a native speaker who spoke through it with the actual music.
Oh, good.
And the transliteration
okay.
at a very slow tempo. So that was helpful, putting it into tempo with the music.
And did you provide this? This is the Nico.
Yes, I had sent it. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and so
I don't speak Russian, so
no worries.
I'm
No, neither do I.
Here. Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Nico was my diction teacher in school.
Oh, awesome. Well, he's
Nico
the one
Castell,
to be.
who is the resource. He's no longer with us, sadly, but he wrote all the operas, almost all the operas that he made. He made an IPA, the actual language IPA, and a literal translation and a poetic translation for nearly everything that there is.
Thank God.
I know. It's a great resource. Okay, tell us who Olga is.
Sure. Olga is a teenager. She's about 15 or 16 years old. And she lives with her family out in the countryside just outside of Moscow. And they're wealthy landowners. And she's very young and youthful and carefree and cheerful and really likes to live in the moment of her youth and is trying to cheer up her older sister, Tatiana, who is the complete opposite. She's very pensive, very deep thinking and dreaming and with her books. And she's like, why are you always so overdramatic? You know, let's live for the moment. Let's be young while we're still young. So that's
Good.
Olga. Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a lot. So when you learned this a month ago for an audition, were you auditioning for the part?
I was auditioning actually for the opera. They wanted us to bring a
Pick up the
aria.
microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
No worries. I was auditioning for the opera. They wanted an aria from Onegin, even though Olga was already cast. And since Larina and Filipyevna don't have an aria, so I was like, might as well learn it and put it in my aria package. So.
Well, you did a great job learning
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have you sung much Russian before?
The only Russian I've done, I actually have done the chorus for Onegin 3 years ago with Opera Santa Barbara, and so that was also kind of my foundation for the language as well.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What other repertoire do you sing?
Veux, vivre, as well as A quel geli d'orrore il padre adorato, Mi Domeneo, Cœur sans amour from Cendrillon, and then...
Do you do Dalila?
Not yet. It is on my list.
I think it should be.
Thanks. Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Right. So did you notice anything when you started studying and singing this in Russian? Did you notice anything different about how you approach certain phrases and vowels?
Yeah, especially with this piece, because it's all da, 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 da. So now, since have the language in in my muscle memory, I think really getting into the syntax of the language, really finding like more of the emphasis on the important words there, so that it's not all da da da.
Yeah, of course. Well, your sense of prosody is very good. In this.
Okay.
I'm only asking because I started the first thing I sang in Russian was very late in my life, and I found that when the color of the language is, of course, its own, and some of those ahs are very back. They are by definition back and dark, and it always made me feel like I was, had a deeply Russian soul, and my voice grew about, 40% when I was singing, all that stuff. But it's something that you're doing very well.
Okay, good.
I just don't want it to get stuck.
No, yeah.
And then there's sometimes around the end that I'm wondering, because the last phrases that she says are, I'm just a young kid. I'm just a young kid. And I'm wondering if you can approach that not all in chest.
Oh, okay.
To just experiment with maybe a slightly younger color.
Okay.
Because, the color of your voice is so beautiful.
Thank you.
And this part you'd be great in this part. I'm sorry that they already cast it.
I know, I was like...
But can you just start again for me?
Sure. Okay.
She says, Ach, Tanya, Tanya, you're always dreaming... you're always dreaming, but I'm not like you. I am happy when I hear singing. And then she starts a little, is that a little song that she's singing that, about the bridge and the water?
Yeah, the chorus has just sung it, so she's reiterating what they sung.
Yeah, exactly. So she's quoting like a little Russian folk song.
Yeah, it's a harvest song, I think.
Yeah. So that's just a little parenthetical aside, basically.
Right.
And then she says, I am not capable of...
language sadness.
Yes.
Or to dream in silence.
Right. And then she goes on to tell how incapable of all that she actually is. And whenever you say that word... to sigh and sigh and sigh. Zdihat.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you give me, there's an accent, but also a two-note slur on it. Can you give me a little more? She's making fun of her sister because she says, ha, ha, ha.
Right.
So if you could approach that maybe slightly with that kind of color.
Okay. Yeah.
It just might be a little bit of fun storytelling.
Yeah.
Okay, can you start again?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Can you give me a little more on ach? Just a little more time. Just take it slightly out of tempo. Good. Little bit of pitch stuff. It is. It's also the vowels, because it's those back vowels that tend to make us want to kind of not be as pitch-centered Yeah. You know what I mean? Start there. I don't even know how to say the word to tell you to start. You got it. Okay. Isn't that what it is? Yes. Yeah. What did you do differently?
I did.
You brightened the Yeah.
And just the
Let it be open. Mm-hmm. Good. Mm-hmm. Again. That's it. What's happening? Is it the nye? Center that one.
So take more time.
Yeah, okay. Center it and because there's nothing happening underneath you.
Okay.
Do this phrase, start again. Do it a little more slowly and center each pitch if you can. You were sharp. That's it. Is that right? Hang on a second. May I? So do I. That's okay. Oh gosh, that's terrible. Yeah. So that it's that's what you have to hear. Yeah, you have to hear that big F major so that you can center that little triad. Okay, can you do that again? Good. Yeah. Okay. Open the space. Take the breath through that space so that you don't have to go, oh gosh, I have to sing a high F.
I know.
Yeah. Open it up. Prepare for it before you even have to sing it. So do this little weird tricky phrase again, please, Catherine. Hang on a second. I want you to sing it a cappella. I'm belaboring this because it's important.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Now try to do it that accurate and faster.
Yeah.
A little bit. Good. Now open the space. Which one do you want to do?
Yeah. Okay.
Another important thing that we just learned is that you have to vibrate on every note.
Yes, you do.
Yes. Yeah, so it sets the energy and the support in motion if you vibrate, even on that first pitch.
Yeah.
Good. Do it again.
Sure. From Ushkak?
Yes. Good. Now, can you show us that that's a song that you love that I sang with the harvest people, and I love it, and this is what makes me happy. This is my happy place.
Sure.
Hey, again. And now you get to tell your story. Again. Yes. Okay. You gotta, yeah. What did you do differently? You sang through it.
Through it, and then making sure the vowel is not it's
Always tall vowels. Keep the dome.
Okay.
Keep the dome. That's our lesson for today. Keep the dome. Good. Start again. On the phrase. Can you give me more character in that?
Oh, sure. Sure.
But stay in head.
Okay.
At least for that first
The first one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Stay hard. You're making fun of her for sighing.
Yeah.
Good.
Stay hard, stay hard, stay hard. Из глубины души. Зачем stay hard? Когда счастлива мои дни текут. Я беззаботна.
Catherine, can you play the change in harmony from bar 23 to 24, please?
Yes.
It's so fast. I know. We're busy here. And now the next bar. Now we're going to majors. So the difference between minor and major is important in this piece.
Yeah.
So do something with that. Where do you want to start?
Okay.
Okay.
Из глубины души. Зачем stay hard? Когда счастлива мои дни текут. Я беззаботна и счастлива. Меня ярко связать. Мне будет жизнь всегда.
It's a simple little.
And I'll say that
Yes,
jizen.
Okay, good. Can you start there?
Oh, sure.
Can you do this? It is a poco animato. Can you do this with just a little more active text, active sound?
Yeah.
Right there on it, please, Catherine.
Wait. Sorry.
I don't know.
Okay.
Now center this tone. Good.
Okay.
Right on it. Can you do for me not? Can you just do That's it. And a one. The sighing. This time even you could even do it differently. Can you see how far you can take that in head?
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe not the low A flat, but can you just play those three at the poco original? Yes, and one.
Stay hard, stay hard, stay hard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just to make it.
Yeah, different color.
Okay, I'm going to stop. Wow. It's very exciting. And I got to tell you, as difficult as it is for us to multitask, which we all know that singers have to multitask, we have to do 1,000 things at once. And you're trying to tell me who Olga is, and you're trying to have this certain color of sound, But when it gets in the way of being able to focus on the actual music and the accuracy of the music, it takes away from what you're bringing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like we had with Despina earlier. It's, there she is. You know, sometimes we just have to focus on the good singing.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, what you found now was pitch and color, and it all worked together in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
So, brava.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Now we have a piece from one of my favorite people and composers.
Hi, my name is Veronica Robinson, and I will be singing Not in a Silver Casket from Songs and Sonnets to Ophelia by Heggie. Oh, and this is, I've worked on this for about a year, but I have never performed it in person.
Oh my.
I have only filmed myself singing
How
it.
fun. So we're in a world premiere here.
Yeah, and I'll be singing this song cycle for my graduate recital.
Awesome.
So,
when is that?
May 6th, my birthday.
Happy birthday. How old will you be?
28.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so can you tell us a tiny bit about this song before you start? Because it's poetry by...
Yeah, it's poetry by Edna St. Vincent Millay that Heggie has brought together to show the story of Ophelia from Hamlet. And here Ophelia is saying, my heart's on my sleeve, basically. I'm not trying to hide my love for you. I'm not trying to make it secret at all. And it's very childlike. It's very innocent. It's very naive, just like she is.
Right. Good. Thank you. Lovely. Lovely. So this is not the easiest poem. It's a little strange. What's important to know is that I had a conversation with Heggie during the lunch hour. Yes, I did. I called him because I didn't know this song. And he sort of unraveled it for me. And you probably know everything I'm about to say, but just in case, straight from the horse's mouth. Jake wrote an opera that I premiered about 20 years ago called Dead Man Walking. And since then, I've done a lot of his music, and he's one of my besties. So when I don't understand something, I have the luxury of being able to call him. That's the great thing about living composers. You can't always ask Mozart what he meant, but you can ask Jake Heggie. So the interesting thing about this poem is that it is in two parts. Yeah. The first part says, I'm not going to love you like this. not in a silver casket cool with pearls, or rich with red corundum, or with blue, locked and the key withheld as other girls have given their loves. Will I give my love to you? Not like any of that. Not in a lover's knot, which is the kind of mysterious thing that isn't really what it is. Not in a ring worked in such a fashion, and the legend plain semper fidelis. You know, I'm not going to give you some ring that has always faithful etched inside, where a secret spring, and by this it's a mechanical spring, that kennels a drop of mischief, which is poison, for the brain. So I'm not going to use secret potions. I'm not going to try and trick you into loving me. And here's where the second section comes. This is how I am going to do it. Love in the open hand, no thing but that. Ungemmed, like not with diamonds and all that stuff. Unhidden, not secret. Wishing not to hurt. I'm not going to manipulate you into loving me. As one should bring you cowslips, like flowers in a hat, swung from the hand, or apples in my skirt. That's how I'm going to love you, yeah? I bring you, calling out as children do, with that innocence, that truth, that honesty, that naivety. Look what I have. I brought you flowers, I brought you apples. And these are all for you. So she goes from being, she's obviously young, very innocent, like you said. And the end of it has to just be as exultant and happy and joyful. And Catherine, you just go accelerando, accelerando, accelerando until the end. And it ends with your arms outstretched. These are Jake Heggie's exact words. Arms outstretched and fortissimo at the end. So when you finish and you bring in back that little thing, don't. Okay. Just stay there in the moment. Because that's her joy. She's gone from the first part of the song to the second part, which is where her joy is, yeah? Cool, very cool. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful, and obviously not difficult for you to sing. We are going to talk a little tiny bit about, because, you know, Jake's music, I don't know if you find this, but I always found that Jake's music is deceptively difficult.
Yes.
It's in English, and it's tuneful, so you go, it's not hard. It's so hard. The counting. He wrote an opera for Friedrich von Stade called 3 Decembers that I got to record last year on video for Opera San Jose. And, you know, I'm like, I've sung so much of Jake's music. And this one, it really is, because he tries to write so natural speech rhythms, and we don't speak in 4/4, strangely. So that's why the rhythms are so quirky and strange, because he wants it to sound natural. Go figure. And then some of the little harmonic turns are also tricky. So I just want to make sure that we're, you know, really well pitch centered. Will you start again for me, please? And every time you have the word not, I want to hear a little extra energy on it, because what you're setting up is, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do the other thing. That's the whole first chapter, yeah? Okay, so can you start again?
Not in a silver casket, cool with pearls, nourished with red corundum.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's okay. It works. Edna won't mind. When you sing the first phrase, I want to just hear a little more legato on it. Not in a silver casket, or whatever it is, instead of deek, deek, deek. Just a little fuller phrase, if you don't mind.
No.
beautiful. That's beautiful. It hangs together so beautifully. And now we get a sense of her as a person. I give my love. Can you connect those two a little bit better, just on that phrase, please? Thank you.
I give my love to you.
Good.
Not in a lover's knot, not in a ring, worked in such fashion, and the legend
I have a question. It's beautiful. And the legend plain. Can you open that up just a tiny bit more? I think you're hanging on to it because you're scared.
probably.
And the legend plain. It's just a nice big fat vowel.
And the legend
Not even on legend. Legend. Say with me. And the legend plain.
And the legend plain.
Yes. And the legend plain. Good. Hang on a second. From Semper Fidelis, I want a little bit more. Tone center. I'm getting you a little bit on the high side of the pitch, and it sounds like maybe you're not completely grounded.
Probably.
How do you breathe?
Ribs out.
Ribs out? Good. May I touch you?
That's the ideal.
I try.
Yeah.
Okay, hit me. Oh, goodness, yes. And you have on this little elastic dress, so I can even see it, too. Good. So when you start Semper Fidelis, da-da-da, Semper Fidelis, where a secret spring. Just sort of connect this with your body a little bit more, okay?
Yeah.
Top of page, please. Can you play that line? Play that line. Yeah, you're a little sharp. You're a little above the pitch. Ground it.
Okay.
And ground it down here, too, in your belly. Even in this mid-range.
Candles a drop of mischief for the brain.
And now, on your fermata, we change gears.
Love in the
Do you need more sound?
Yeah.
'Cause now you're happy.
Yeah. Okay.
Love in the...
Okay. Love in the open hand, nothing but that, unchained, unhidden, wishing not to hurt. As one should bring you cowslips in a hat swung from the hand.
Okay, hang on a second. That's good, that's good. I want you, even though we're going into lee land, I still want you to support it and keep it connected. And one should bring you cowslips in a dot.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah? Ow, 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 make mouth work. Cowslips.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
As one should bring you cowslips in a hat swung from the hand, or rebels in her skirt. I bring you calling out.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It needs to be that connected to your body and to itself. Yeah? And then when you get to I bring you, rest. Calling out as children do. So start again at as one should bring you cowslips, because I love that you did it so beautifully.
Okay. As one should
Vibrate.
As one should bring you cowslips in a hat swung from the hand, or rebels in her skirt.
apples. Who's going to say something about apples? But here we have apples. As one should bring you, and also cowslips in a hat. These are crazy images, so make us feel them.
As one should bring you cowslips in a hat, swung from the hand, or apples in her skirt. I bring you calling out as children do.
Just do the vowels. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Do you know how to do that then adding the consonants in? It's nothing.
Okay.
Right. So give her the bar before look, please, Catherine. To not give quite so much right before the high notes.
Yeah.
So do look what I have again. That was gorgeous.
Okay.
And just think about connecting those two because it the consonants are all happening in the front of my mouth. Look what I have. Try that. Just give the impression that you're thinking of a W. I am Stewie, by the way, because I say what. I got in trouble for this the other day. It can help you without having to change anything back here.
Yeah.
So try it.
Okay. For a long time, and how do we crescendo on them? We repeat the vowel. Keep repeating the vowel. For you, because it keeps it energized and it keeps it growing. Can you do it one more time for me? Sure.
And these are all. And that was great that you started that a little bit less, and then because you had time to spin it up and spin it up.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Excellent. Now, don't be afraid to sing this ding-dang song, okay? I don't want you to get up there and be a little girl. You have a gigantic voice, especially when you get up above the staff. And just let it rip and have fun with it in everything that you sing. Okay, promise?
I promise.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, Jake's going to be so happy. Hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. Hello, my name is Erin Theodorakis. I'm going to be performing veux, laisse couller mes larmes from Werther. I've been singing this aria. It seems like we're talking about how long we've been singing the song. I've been singing this aria for, I want to say, 5 or 6 years. But it's sort of been refreshed recently, so yes.
We'll refresh it yet again.
Yes.
I'm going to go back here because I'm going to listen to you from here.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a fantastic.
It's a thing, okay.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Lost a little breath at the beginning, but we got back on.
It always makes you cry, doesn't it?
Yeah, I did it on
You did it.
Sunday as well, yeah.
What is it about it that makes you cry?
I just love her. I just love her, and she's hurting so deeply.
Yeah.
You know?
Who's she talking to in this aria?
Her sister, her little sister Sophie.
And why is she saying this to her?
You know, when Jessica was singing, she was talking about Olga and Tatiana. I was like, wow, that's a lot like Charlotte. and,
with 2 octaves difference between
right, exactly,
Sophie and Olga.
So Charlotte is in love with Werther, but her mother has tasked her, like it's her family duty to marry somebody who is of greater status and wealth. And her sister's like kind of trying to cheer her up, and she's just come in and done this aria that,
and finally, and she sits down and she goes, "What's wrong? Why are you so sad?" And Charlotte has to say, "Chill out."
Yeah, and I think, you know, the beginning is an outburst. Like I think she keeps so repressed and everything under control that something comes out of her that doesn't normally come out of her, and Sophie's like, whoa, and then she has to explain herself.
Yeah, but in that way, I think you can do slightly less on the first phrase.
Okay.
It comes out a little angry. Because, I mean, it is marked forte, right, Catherine? Forte's enough.
Okay.
We don't need fortissimo. Okay? And, you know, Charlotte, even in these moments of forte, she's still repressed. She's not a fortissimo kind of girl.
Yeah.
Except in Seigneur Dieu, but that happens later. Different circumstances. So in this moment, there's still a lid on it.
Okay.
But you can express an intensity of text and the color. But, you know, I wouldn't just let it go full out quite yet. And when you start, I want 15 V's on va.
Okay.
And you can even sneak into it. I mean, what's the note? And you can even start soft and then let it grow because it's a long note. And that tells us just a little bit, it makes her a little bit more interesting than just, You know what I mean?
Now I'm leaking.
I know you are leaking. It's okay. It's good you have on waterproof mascara. Okay. Can you just start it for me again?
Absolutely.
Just a little gentler. The idea is to sort of just sneak into it.
Okay.
Because she doesn't know what she's going to say. Mm-hmm. And Sophie's kind of sitting at her feet going, what's the matter? Don't be sad. Okay. Don't be sad. Don't cry. Why are you crying? And she just says, sort of gently and lovingly.
Okay.
Excellent. No, that's really beautiful. I love that. It sort of lets me have my heart broken along with you when you sort of bring us in like that. Now, laisse couler mes laisse couler mes larmes.
Laisse couler mes larmes.
Yes. You could even just think of it just a little bit down in dynamic still. Okay. Maybe just try it. Try it. See how it feels.
Right.
Slightly smaller words. Good. Good. Keep going. Elles le font. Can you give me a brighter eh? Elle. Elle.
Okay.
Good. Good. Mm-hmm. I know. It's all this. Yeah. Les larmes, all legato cello. Les larmes. Connect every single vowel.
Okay.
And you've got L's, so that's easy. Go ahead. There's too much L. I want you to do this. Watch. Les larmes, not les larmes.
Okay.
All one bow, like we were talking earlier.
Right.
Good. And if you can go toot.
Okay.
Yeah, just give us a little bit of dynamic something or other.
Okay.
I mean, she's French, and she's gentle. She's not in anything that she does, except when she's, later on in her nervous breakdown. But right here, maintain this sense of, because your voice is so naturally opulent and gorgeous, that you don't have to work in that department. You don't have to convince us how big your voice is. Trust me. Because we know. And especially, when you start that va sort of softly, we go, oh, that's pretty. And then it grows, and then you go, holy crumbs. That's really something special. So keep that in mind, because it's really cool. Les larmes qu'on ne pleure pas dans notre âme. I aim it this way. Dans notre âme. Try it. Sorry.
That's like mixed. Yeah.
Well, we have different voices, let's face it. I can't do what you can do, so there you go. Dans notre âme. You can go into chest, but just keep it beautiful.
Okay. And like in line?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Narrow, if you can.
Yes.
Just don't let it go, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Les larmes, and just connect those. Just sing on vowels. Just do it on vowels. You can do it even better. Yeah, well, you didn't breathe, so. No, good, good. It's very important, that first phrase, les larmes, that it shows us her soul. If you can do it just as smoothly as possible, it's almost like she's whispering it. Les larmes qu'on ne pleure pas, dans notre âme retombent toutes. The tears that we cannot shed will come back and fall into our soul. I wouldn't do that. I'd get rid of that. The it's a little Tarzan. It's a little bit Tarzan. I mean, I got it the other day and I was like, oh, she's feeling it so hard. But that's not who Charlotte is.
You're right.
Just let her feel it.
Okay.
Just let her think it.
Okay.
You don't have to show us.
Okay.
Good. Start at les larmes. Very smooth. You give me more sound on that for those first two notes. You're tiptoeing in. I don't want you to
more
tiptoe.
sound.
More supported piano.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Good. Good. Et de l'heure. And again, the same thing. Et de l'heure. All one note.
Okay.
Happens to have different pitches.
Okay.
Yes. Patiente. Good, good, good. I know. But that's beautiful.
Okay.
One note happens to have different pitches. Et de l'or. Good. I was going to see if it's dotted, because in my head it's dotted, but that's because I always sang the rhythm wrong. So you are right.
There are tenutos, so.
Sans résistance, enfin s'épuise. And boom. Le cœur, se creuse, et s'affaiblit. Yes, all those are like sobs. And what does he have written on Le Cœur and Se Creuse? 30-second notes.
Yeah.
Who writes 30-second notes? Nobody. So it has to be ta-ta. Ta-ta is like the heartbeat.
Okay, yeah.
Le cœur se creuse et s'affaiblit. And it's sort of dying. It's sort of dying because it goes down to pianissimo. And then you get going again. But you don't start forte. You start piano en animant a little bit. Okay. Il est trop grand. Right. Start at sans résistance. Sans résistance. Hang on a second. I want some difference between. I'm really nitpicking her now because I know she can do it. Sorry. It's not sorry.
Okay.
Sa résistance.
Okay.
Enfin s'épuise.
All right.
And
Good.
Boom. Cold. Dying. Et sans fait. Good. And now, it's just too much. No, I want to hear more words. Il est trop grand. I want to hear more words.
Okay.
It's too, il est trop grand.
Okay.
Can you, if you were going to say this, how would you say it?
Il est trop grand.
Il est trop grand. It's too much.
Okay.
Can't be careful when you say that.
Okay.
We're also not ably saying it. But in that Zwischenland of French and emotion, find the place. Good.
Il est trop grand.
Yes. another thing. If you start it not so loud, then you can crescendo through it, and it'll make us very happy.
Okay.
Il est trop grand. That's beautiful. Okay. That's beautiful. And I'm getting the import of the words when you do that. Okay, good. Start again. I'm right there.
Il est trop grand, rien ne l'empêche.
Good. That feels great. Et trop fragile. And you can take your time. You can take your time. Oh yes, not before you sing it, but take time in the phrase. Et trop fragile. I'm about to break in two. It's so fragile. Et trop fragile.
Okay. Et trop fragile. Tout
Good. But we don't need a portamento. Maybe a slight little connect, but not breeze. Okay. No, breeze. And come off of it almost as soon as you, because it's broken.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Il est trop grand again. That was beautiful. I want you to line up those vowels before you even say them. Il est trop grand.
Okay.
Il est trop grand.
Il est trop grand.
Yes.
Rien ne l'empêche.
Good.
Il est trop fragile.
Give me a little more. I love it. I love it. Does it feel okay?
It feels great.
Good. Yeah. That's the thing. She just said that it feels very spinny, and the idea is to keep the energy going. I mean, even in a short, slow aria like this, which is so great for auditions because it's short, you can show so much. You can show so much range in how you say the language and how you express these different chapters of her thought. And when you clean up those vowels in line, and don't just overblow because you have a big voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Good. Excellent. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Woohoo! Yay! I want to thank all of our singers today. Give yourselves a hand. Give them a big hand. And Catherine, who played her fingers off. Woo! Awesome. Thank you all so much.
So it's that time again for Q&A.
Any questions? Oh, come on. Surely there's something you're dying to know. What was it like growing up in Roswell, New Mexico? Oh, just kidding. Yes, ma'am.
Could you speak, just as far as like the people of this age group of this session, could you speak a little bit on your experience in like young artist programs and auditions for those?
Yeah, okay. It's important to sing well. It's important to be nice to everybody you meet. And it's important to look good. Wear something that is good for you and flatters you and that you feel comfortable in. Obviously, know what you're trying to communicate. Have an opinion, have a point of view, and hopefully it will be a valid one. It'll have something to do with the actual song piece that you're doing. Choose your repertoire carefully. Choose your repertoire so that it's not outside where you should be living. Because I hear a lot of auditions. I don't think anybody today did that, but lots of times I hear people come in who are singing music that is just premature, That's something they might sing in 10 or 12 years. But don't offer it now unless you're ready to perform it now, you know? When you're auditioning for young artist programs, you're past being a student, and you're not quite yet a professional. So those next 2 or 3 years are about fine-tuning and finding where you fit and finding your place in the operatic firmament and how you can best present yourself and what music really speaks to you. And so when you go into audition for those things, have some of those ideas already in your mind, you know, and decide why you want to be in that place. The most important thing about auditions, in my opinion and in my memory, I was an auditioner once, is to treat it like an opportunity to tell somebody something. Don't treat it as, oh my gosh, I have to get up here and they have to love me and I have to, that'll lock you up faster than a $2 keychain. That makes no sense. I'm sure you Texans over here have some sort of something that would go with that. But anyway, it'll only tie you up in knots. What I'm saying is find your joy and let us see your joy. Because we on the other side of the table are interested in who you are. Not necessarily who just the character is. I want to know that you understand who the character is. But I really want to see who you are. Another of my pet peeves in auditions is too much moving around, too much improvised staging, too much, you know, walking around. Gentlemen, try to keep your hands out of your pockets. I've seen high-level auditions with somebody standing there going, it looks like you're trying to be Jimmy Stewart in some 40s movie. Google him. But, you know, I want you to be respectful of the music and respectful of the occasion and respectful of the people you're singing for. But at the same time, let us see who you are and enjoy yourself and, you know, respect yourself mainly. Show respect for yourself in an audition. And I will leave you with what may end up on my tombstone someday. Mean what you say and say what you mean in every note that comes out of your mouth. Whether you're a coloratura soprano and you've got a melisma that's 3 minutes long on la, each one of those little notes has to mean something to you. I don't ever want to think that you're singing this because that's what's printed on the page. I want to always believe that you're making it up on the spot. I just thought of this great thing to tell you, and now I'm going to sing it for you. I just feel like, va, laisse couler mes larmes. Elles font du bien, ma chérie. Les larmes qu'on ne pleure pas, dans notre âme retombent toutes. You're always just thinking of it in the moment, because otherwise you're reading us the telephone book. Nobody wants to hear the telephone book. So even if it's an art song, even like the Jake piece that you're singing, the freshness that you can bring to each little musical change, and when you say, I'm not going to love you like this, I'm also not going to love you like this. Not like this one either. Like, I'm just thinking of these things now. I'm thinking of 3 ways I'm not going to love you. Here's the first one. You know what I mean? I love to see spontaneity, even if it's choreographed and planned. Because it shows me that you're thinking. Anybody writing this down? This is a long laundry list of things. But, you know, musical accuracy, linguistic accuracy, meaning, understanding, those are all things that are important and that will set you apart. The reason I picked on you guys so much today with little musical things like singing this triad in tune and getting that long melisma in tune and finding your space in the top of a big run is that, believe it or not, accuracy will set you apart from everybody else, because a lot of people just get out there and shotgun it. And I want to know that you're smart enough and musical enough to make the effort to get it right. Because for somebody like me, that's really important. I was a pianist for 12 years before I ever even started singing. And for that reason, I still teach myself music. I've saved so much money on coaches over the years, you have no idea. I know, right? So anyway, it's important to me to get that you have a good enough ear that you can hear that funny interval, or when that one's not quite up there to the right note. But I want to hear, practice. We talked a lot about pitch center today. Practice those pitch centers and how they fit in the harmony of the orchestra or the piano that's playing. That's why I asked Catherine to play just some chords, so you can figure out how your part fits in to those harmonic changes. Handel is a big deal with that, because lots of times you're singing almost instrumentally, and you're kind of another of Handel's instruments. So when he lays down a key center or a harmonic center, you have to sort of figure out how everything fits within that. So like da-da-da, 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 has to be, you have to find that accuracy and how it fits in with what either the piano or the orchestra is doing. All of those kinds of musicality awarenesses are important when you're auditioning. Well, all the time, but it's stuff that really catches my ear when I'm listening to auditions. Gosh, that was a long answer. Did you have a question? The question was, in choosing repertoire and for voice types, do I have any advice for voices that are ambiguous? Not amphibious, but ambiguous. In terms of sort of in between? Hello, you're talking my language. I went through a lot of that. When I was young, I had high notes, but I wasn't so comfortable living up there. It was a nice place to visit, but I didn't want to live there. So it has to do sort of with comfort of tessitura, of sort of where the bulk of the piece lies. If it lies in your upper passaggio and that's really uncomfortable, you might be a mezzo. If you have no low notes, you might be a soprano. Of course, I made a career being a mezzo with no low notes, so I speak falsehood. It really just has to, and please, I've sung a lot of soprano repertoire too. A lot of the stuff that I sing can be called soprano. All of Strauss's characters, he calls them sopranos in the score. Octavian is a soprano, composer is a soprano. And also in the French repertoire that I sing, Charlotte can be a soprano, and Berlioz called Didon and all of his characters sopranos. So it's kind of, if you're in the cracks, it has to sort of depend on the piece. Well, aria by aria, yeah, because I would suggest if you're on the fence between soprano and mezzo, and you have which you don't look to me like a dramatic mezzo. Yeah, okay, she's gonna do pants rolls. Then I would just explore the lyric mezzo repertoire, kind of the stuff that I've sung. Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else? Nothing? Nada? Okay. Well, thank you all so much. This has been such a fun day. I really appreciate it. Thank you all.
So thank you again.
For me?
For you, yes. And we have one for Kathy, too.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks so much.
I want...
Day, right?
It's been a great day. I'm going to introduce, this is our NATS LA president, Eugene.
Get on the mic.
Oh, is it working?
Hi, everybody. I'm the president of NATS Los Angeles. Thank you so much for coming out today. And I really had a fabulous time listening to all the wonderful singers and hearing all the wonderful tips that Miss Graham has given you. And we hope you have a beautiful day. We want to give Kathy Miller a little gift as well. And I want to give a big hand to Wendy Pilko, who put this all together.
She worked tirelessly for the last couple of months. And here is our first in-person event in 2 years. So look forward to more in-person events. And if you want to sign up for our mailing list, there's some paper out there. You can put your name and your email address there, and then we'll keep you informed of the next things that are happening. And Wendy has some things that she wants to say. Thank you so much.
What was I going to say?
Oh, the opera tickets.
Oh, that's right. Actually, we have a pair of tickets to the St. Matthew Passion. And I think we had advertised that we were going to have a drawing, but we didn't get around to putting everyone's name in. So we're going to do that, and then we'll email you and let you know if you won, if that's all right.
It's going to be great.
I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. Yes.
Bach's masterpiece, St. Matthew Passion, and oratorio, not meant to be staged. However, we have a fantastic production directed by John Neumeier, and it's a ballet production, so it's all danced in ballet. Now, that does not mean you will see me in a tutu, but the soloists are in the pit, and all the action will be played out on stage by the Hamburg Ballet, and it's extraordinary. With James Conlon conducting the LA Opera Orchestra.
Great. Well, thank you all again. I want to give one more round of applause to all of our great singers. It was just really wonderful to hear all of you. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful rest of the weekend. And we'll see you at our next event. And thank you again.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.